Yeah. No,
so there's barely enough time for Christmas in there. It's all about we've got to answer the cracks, and he's no lives left. How disappointed were you when he gets his new regeneration cycle?
Very.
What was that?
Yeah, I mean, because the Sun newspaper had reported that what happened was the crack opened and you saw Gallifrey, you saw the Time Lord.
Yeah.
I was waiting. I wanted to see that.
Right. You've seen my review. You know exactly what I wanted to happen.
Yeah.
That should have happened.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of Clara being stuck on board, like halfway on board the TARDIS, falling through time or whatever, she should have been sucked through the crack. Easy. She should have ended up on Gallifrey.
Yeah.
And she should have begged them to give the Doctor another regeneration cycle.
Yeah.
Like, how filled with drama would that have been? Instead, we get one 30-second scene where she's, like, kneeling next to the crack. Easy. And she's going, like, oh, you know the Doctor, you love the Doctor, save the Doctor, me. Yeah. You know? And then, if they were able to send regeneration energy through the crack, then surely they know they're in the right universe. Yeah. Then surely the Doctor doesn't need to answer who he is. Surely they should just come through anyway and start a whole big time war again.
A lot of it didn't mix. A lot of it was just rushed.
And really, that is what a Time Lord receiving a completely new regeneration cycle looks like. Just a little bit of fairy dust in his mouth. I mean, when River saved the Doctor's life by giving up all of her remaining regenerations to get rid of the poison that was in his system and that skill Hitler, there was stuff zhuzhing all about the room and everything was glowing, and that was just for that. Yeah. So really, for the Doctor to receive a whole new regeneration with just a little bit of fairy dust in his mouth was such a letdown. Yeah. If anything, he should have been pulled through to Gallifrey with Clara, where all the Time Lords do a big magically super sciencey thing, and he's giving his new set of regenerations.
And you know, I it makes sense. I understand why they did it. I know what the thinking behind it was. But Matt Smith's sneeze and becoming Peter Capaldi, I know why it happened, because he'd already been regenerating for a period of time. But you know what? It just I literally was like, what? That's it?
Where'd Malcolm Tucker come from?
Yeah. I literally felt, hang on a minute. Did he really just appear there?
Yeah. No, and literally, it would be something akin to what I would do in my subscribers' videos. Because obviously, I don't have the
budget to do that.
The budget to do the whole big face change thing. Yeah. So literally, it would be me just stepping out of shot and then cutting to another angle with the next person doing the same pose as me and then flipping back up into screen.
Yeah. But, you know, I enjoyed it at the time. Looking back on it, I was like, really?
It's so rushed.
But hopefully there is a director's cut of it out there. Right, okay. Yeah. Let's see, what else have we got? Stuart and Andy are standing, waiting to come along. What we'll do is quickly run on a thing. Let's see, I'll close that. I don't need that anymore. Other news. Right, okay, so as I said, we did ask the guys, we'll talk a bit about this now. Stuart and Andy have their own list of nerdy things that they really enjoyed. Stuart had said the release of the PS4 and Xbox One, Gravity finally showing how 3D in a movie should be done, and about Guardians of the Galaxy and Star Wars both being shot in the UK. That was a big thing for him. So okay, let's try and get the two guys on the old Skype-a-rooney.
Don't you just love Skype? Especially if you're Big Phil.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
I can hear feedback.
Hello, Andy.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
Hey.
I am here, yes.
Yes, you are. Andy from the Monday Movie Show. We're very rarely that we get a chance to have you on the show. You're normally your partner in crime. As I said, you're like Statler and Waldorf. Normally you're
yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, it's good to be heckling again. Right, so we're getting Stuart as well. Stuart, are you there?
Yep.
Firstly, guys, both of you, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Merry 2014.
Merry 2014. It's great to have you on the show. Now, what we're going to do, Stuart, we're not going to do the normal sort of rundown that we normally do this year. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask both you and Andy, the two of you, of course, do the Monday Movie Show podcast together. And what I want to know is, what made your 2013? What was the highs and the lows of 2013 for you guys? Now, Stuart, what I'm going to do, just because Andy's not normally in the show, I'm going to go with Andy first. Andy, give us a wee bit of what sort of floated your boat last year.
Oh, no pressure.
Yeah.
Looking at, because you were talking to me about this earlier and saying to me what it was, and I've gone back and looked at some TV because there was a whole load of TV, some of which was not good, but a whole load of it that was just really like, oh my gosh moments. where you literally had your jaw just hitting the floor. And I've got a bunch of them that I sort of picked because I was just the moments that just literally made me smile. Other moments are things like I've got some things to do with films and some other things. So I don't know if you want to do. Do you want me to go TV first or film first?
Yeah, we'll go with TV, and then we'll bring Stuart. You have a few things as well, video game stuff that I just talked about there, and then we'll bring the two of you together, maybe on the whole movie thing.
Okay. I'll go with my TV ones. Then the first one I've got is Sleepy Hollow.
Yes.
Which was the new series by Len Wiseman, of all people. Len Die Hard 4 Wiseman. Which is not Die Hard 5, admittedly. But you have the whole thing of that. They brought Sleepy Hollow to the screen and then added more stuff to it and made it all about the Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Yes.
And the Headless Horseman is the first of them. But the thing that just literally that I had to stop and go, I am loving this, is when the Headless Horseman, who normally dispatches his enemies with a axe,
I know what you're going to say.
Decides to upgrade his weaponry to a shotgun and an automatic rifle.
Brilliant.
Yes.
And it's one of those things that you just like, if you were reading it, you'd go, yeah, okay, come on. But seriously, watching somebody who doesn't have a head aim with a shotgun or aim with a rifle and just blowing away police cars and stuff like that was just, I loved it. I loved the pilot. I loved the show.
It's one of the best new shows on TV. It's totally ridiculous. It's preposterous. It's so stupid, but it's so much fun.
It is. I think it is the best new show that has been this year so far. Well, there was 2013. I think it was the best new show.
Yeah. Well, I probably ahead of it. I would put Banshee and Ray Donovan.
Well, Ray Donovan I really liked, but just Sleepy Hollow is more my weirdness, my weird thing. And I still haven't seen Banshee yet.
Okay. Banshee, just for TV moments, I'm going to put Banshee's the fight, the meet the new boss fight in episode 3 of Banshee is one of the most brutal, realistic, and incredible fights I've ever seen. So that's going into my top, my magic moments of 2013. But go. Sorry, I digress. Go ahead.
Okay. My next one is from the series Homeland, which if any of you watched that, seen that at all?
No. Saxon, did you watch
Okay.
Homeland?
No.
It's a series about basically the CIA and bombings and such that happen, and that somebody who is potentially a threat now after they've been found and returned to the US. But in the third series, there was a big thing happened at the end of the second series, and in the third series, you're watching it, and it's literally for like the first 2 episodes, it was just honestly some of the most boring, horrible television I've ever seen. And I honestly thought, what are they doing? They've got nowhere to go. They have no idea what to go. And then something happened in the 4th episode where I was just about to give up on it. And I literally was like, that's why this is such a great show. Because basically there'd been 3 episodes of just setup of things, and you're literally thinking, where are they going to go with this? And then they go somewhere, which I'm not going to say because it is a spoiler thing, but it's just literally, like I said, one of those moments where my jaw hit the floor and I had to applaud.
Okay.
Next I had was Elementary, which is not, it's not as good as Sherlock, but it's pretty good. Yeah. I enjoy it. I like it. And then of all the people, you've got Johnny Lee Miller playing Sherlock. Of all the people, who would you think to play his brother? You would not think Rhys Ifans.
Yeah, I would have thought that.
Elementary. I loved Rhys Ifans. He's only been. I've only seen him in 1 episode so far because I'm a wee bit behind on series 2. He was really, really good on it, and I love Elementary. But I have to say that watching Sherlock last night, made me realise just,
made you realise that was so 2 years old.
Yeah, Elementary's fun, but it's not even in the same league as Sherlock. But it's definitely worth a watch. Yeah,
and you can see that because originally, if you've seen the original Sherlock DVDs, the first series, they had the original pilot, which was an hour-long one, because they were going to do it as an hour-long show.
Right.
And you can kind of see how deciding not to do that, deciding to do it as hour-and-a-half episodes, instead of doing it as like they've done with Elementary, as a 1 hour episode show, how much more it's better than what Elementary is, purely because of the fact it has time to set up things and do that more.
Okay.
Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
Need I say more than that? Just the end of Breaking Bad, and not with a whimper, but with a bang of a massive automatic rifle. And just honestly, one of those moments I was just like, I almost was crying at the end just because of the fact that this is the end, and it was like sad. It was like it was like saying goodbye to an old friend.
Okay, that's fair.
No one else. I'm being overly sentimental here, I guess.
No, I
haven't even watched
I've only seen the
Breaking
first
Bad.
season. So
You've only seen the first. Okay.
I was terrified there that you were going to say something majorly.
No,
spoilerish.
I was intentionally being sort of vague and not giving anything away, really. But
Breaking Bad, it's the best show you're not watching.
Yeah.
And okay, who is watching Arrow?
Oh,
Me.
who's not watching Arrow?
Me.
Oh, Stuart.
Sorry.
Have you watched series 1 yet? Season 1?
No.
No, he's not watched it at all. Oh, so
Oh,
you
you're
might have
missing
no idea.
out. I'm only halfway through season 1, and I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the thing is, I had real issues with season 1 with things and stuff they did, and then they made changes in the second season, and it was like, oh my god, they like heard me screaming at my television, going, "Why are you doing this in season 1?"
You mean
And
is
so
this
then-
when they turned him into Batman?
Yeah, well, admittedly they did kind of, but it works much better for the character.
It does. Yeah.
And then there have been things like that. Pretty much been every episode of the second series has been better and better and better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they had a character. I mean, this is spoiler. I mean, you should cover his ears. Who's not seen series 2 yet? or
La la
series
la
1.
la la. I'm not listening. La 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 la.
But when they brought back the Count
Mm-hmm.
and the end of that episode, which I'm not going to go into, but literally, again, like I said, jaw dropping.
Yeah.
I was there, and the next day I was speaking with people who'd seen it, and it was like, "Oh, how was amazing that episode!" And it was just one of those moments that I was like, I didn't expect that. I loved it.
Yeah. Especially when he
Right
came back
on.
and he was the Joker. Because I mean, let's be honest, he was the Joker.
But you can't fault them. I mean, it's working.
Yeah,
it's
yeah, no, it
working
is,
for
yeah.
the show, and it's not being unfaithful to it. It's still keeping faithful to the origin.
Yeah. No, it is. I mean, but it's just I do laugh because I love it. I'm actually suffering withdrawal symptoms from it at the minute because I can't wait for the second series to start up again. But you know, it's like is me an enemy? Solomon Grundy, Dollmaker, Ra's al Ghul. You know, they're all
Yeah.
Batman's enemies. You know, they're not even bothering. They're just who else? Take the Joker into it. You know.
We're gonna have Bane next. I
Yeah,
think.
because that big guy basically is Bane, the guy that he beat in the last episode. But no, it's great. It's like Sleepy Hollow. It's ridiculous and stupid. It's not even that well acted. Everybody thinks they're doing
A soap opera.
serious soap opera or drama or something.
Yeah.
But it's so good. It's
It's
unmissable.
it's so like melodramatic that
Yeah.
it's just funny. But you're literally sitting there going, my fingers are bleeding because I've been biting my nails so much.
I know. And Oliver Queen, king of the smell the fart acting.
I wasn't going to go there, but yeah, okay.
My ejector seat just went off.
Saxon, what the heck?
I'm sorry.
What the hell?
What was that?
But yeah, that's for me. I mean, it's more recent, I guess, which is why it stands out more. But just still, that's Arrow has completely blown me away. The second series.
Yeah. It's sorry.
What is he doing
I
there?
don't know what he's doing. What are you doing? Give us that sound effect again there.
That's a seat from the future.
Yeah, that's the pump for his seat.
Seriously, why does this seat need a pump?
Well, you
Careful.
know, it's getting on in years. Yeah, so no, definitely I agree. Arrow was definitely one of the highlights of
Why did
2013.
that fling forward like that?
Yeah, and I expect, because we're going to get the last half of season 2, and I expect there's going to be a season 3, which will start in September in the States. So that will start airing here not long after.
Yeah.
Which means I expect it will be in amongst the best of 2014 if it carries on like this.
Yeah, no, definitely. Because, as you said, the only episode, I think it was you I talked to about this, the only episode that stumbled was the second from last episode where it introduced Barry Allen, and it was the only reason it existed was to introduce Barry Allen. But then the next episode was superb. Every episode gets better. It does get better. It gets,
And they're getting really good at setting up cliffhangers which aren't disappointing when they Did someone fall over there?
No, he's breaking the seat.